this is Anexandros with Land of Nerds. We've been doing our series on amazing artists here at the Arizona Latino Arts Center, right across from Phoenix Comic-Con at the Phoenix Convention Center, which has been going on all week from June 5th through 8th here at the Convention Center in Phoenix, Arizona. We've been covering Latino, Mexican-American, and Mestizo artists, and we've also been covering some amazing comic artists and people who are thinking outside of the creative field, such as Chloe Sens here.
Hi.
Chloe Sens, you may have recognized from her debut in Face Off on Sci-Fi. She's now doing amazing work with 13th Floor. Is it Productions, or I know it's Haunted House series?
Yeah, it's my first actual gig with them, and they've been really amazing and accommodating, and a lot of the stuff that they've got going on is really great, and I fully stand behind. So it's great to be with them if I can. I
know there's a number of Face Off guests that have been picked up with 13th Floor. There's another one.
There are Michael Faust and his brother Matt Valentine have do a lot of work for 13th Floor. Katie Mahayek is with us this weekend.
Mahayek, that's the one I.
And yeah, I mean, we've got a lot of us that kind of filter through there, and it's great to finally be working with them, and hopefully we do some more work with the haunt season coming out this year.
So what exactly does your work do with 13th Floor?
Well, for me, as of right now, you know, they've just been generous enough to sponsor me to be out here and kind of support me in you know, having a table this year at Comic-Con here in Phoenix, and but I would love to work with them further as the haunt season approaches. Through their haunted houses, they've got a lot of costuming and makeups that are built for that. They've got a lot of props that are built for that, and that's all things that we do. You know, I've got a team of people that I work with in LA regularly, so it would be great to collaborate and kind of bring all the teams together and see what happens.
Okay. Having seen your work on Face Off and such, how do you find a good balance between beauty makeup and horror in making what has to be a attractive monster?
It really, you know, you really have to think about it not as beauty makeup and special effects makeup. It's all makeup. It's all part of the creation and kind of the concept. And I think a great example is, you know, recently we did a Bride of Frankenstein, and I've got a great group of girls that helped me do that, and they're all amazing makeup artists, but we kind of went back and forth on that as far as like, okay, well, we want her to be beautiful and we want her to be, you know, that, but we also want her to be iconic and we want her to be, you know, the bride, but then we want to step it up and bring it more to kind of this day and age as far as the makeup and the hair goes. So that was a balance to give her, you know, the scarring and the stitches and all of that and kind of that porcelain flesh tone, but still do a really nice beauty makeup on her. Another one we did was our Maleficent inspired makeup, which we're actually doing tomorrow in the booth. And I have an amazing team as well that helped with that, mainly being Mo Meinhardt, who is kind of my right hand girl. She is not only the model, but she's the costume designer. Nice. She helped me build the horns, and she also built the collar. So it's a collaboration of us working together and saying, okay, we want to make you look beautiful, but in a sense that still got this kind of effects look to it. So it's always a balance, and it is something that we think about, but it's an overall concept and look that we really go for.
Okay. We were hanging out with Tommy Peach back in Space City Con in Houston, and he was saying that all of the people who had been contestants on Face Off have stayed really in close contact and are really in close relation to each other, even post-show. So is that just because of the special effects world?
No, I really think that is, you know, the people that do Face Off are, you know, we always say like it's the Face Off family and all the seasons come together, but I really think that comes from, unless you've done the show, you don't know what it's like to be on there. You don't know what it's like to have your phone taken away, to be away from family, to be under that kind of pressure and that kind of stress for, you know, so many weeks. And I think it really has bonded us all together, and it's really a beautiful thing because we hire each other and we work together and we can have that bond, but we can also, you know, go to work and get things done.
Cool. One of our writers, Mandy, was noticing that when she was watching Face Off, it's one of the few reality shows she's seen where if somebody is sick or if somebody is injured, the rest of the contestants, even though you're supposed to be in this competition, will step up and help each other out. And she thought that was really neat to see that, you know, even instead of just picking on a weak lion, that you all just step up and really even make, you know, your competitor look awesome.
Yeah, I mean, and that's really, from day one, I think we were a family, and I never felt like I was out to beat this person and, you know, anything like that. It was always like a family. It was always, we were working together, and it was almost like us against them, and them being, you know, the show and the producers, and not against them, because obviously we love them and we love what they've done for us, but we were always helping each other, and we were always really sad to see each other go. You know, it is hard when your best friend leaves after a month of living with them and being with them every day, and that's a whole other thing that I think that the fans don't necessarily realize, is there is that kind of heartbreak in there, which is definitely a part of the show.
Yeah. So how do you, as contestants, decide which model you're going to be working with? Because sometimes you can sort of sense this is a new model I'm working with, or someone who, you know, immediately you see that hug, hey, we get to work together again. What do you look for in a model?
I mean, it really depends on the makeup. It depends what your concept is. You know, the order that models are picked on the show it's kind of like the people that get to pick in the challenge first, and then they reverse that order when you go to pick models. So if you picked first in the challenge, then you pick last for models. So sometimes you don't have a choice. Sometimes you're like, I need a female for sure, and there's only one more female on the board. But sometimes you do have an option, and you look for what it is in your makeup. Maybe you need a small head, maybe you need a long neck, maybe you need big eyes. You know, Graham and I did an alien together, and we got a really great model, and she had really amazing, huge, beautiful eyes, and we were like, wow, that's going to be great for this. So sometimes you get lucky, sometimes you don't.
Okay. All right, so whether it's a director, an actor, makeup artist, whomever you choose, who is your dream coworker you haven't gotten to work with yet, but it's just like bucket list, gotta happen?
I would say Guillermo.
Guillermo? Yeah.
For
Guillermo
sure.
does have an outstanding makeup team.
He has been a huge inspiration of mine since I was very young. And his aesthetic and just the way that he goes about doing things is absolutely amazing.
That's Guillermo del Toro, for those of you that don't know. Sorry, I just realized they may not know who Guillermo was. I just want to make sure we cover that. So, all right. You've been on Face Off. They've done the whole veterans versus the new thing. So let's assume that you're a celebrity judge, and you get to decide what the challenge is going to be for the new people. What is your challenge to really give them something to work against?
You know, I think one thing that I felt was really missing from our season, and something that I really wanted to see, was either a likeness makeup or a really great old age makeup. But I would say above those two, an amazing classic likeness makeup.
Classic likeness makeup, okay. So I have to make somebody look like somebody else.
Yeah, I mean, for instance, I just did a Karloff-inspired Frankenstein. So that was based off of his likeness. It wasn't exactly him, but it was very close. Okay. So I think something like that would be really cool, to just kind of pull features and stuff like that.
All right. So there's a lot of guests that are here, actors, there's some directors and such here at Phoenix Comic-Con. So of the people who are here at Phoenix Comic-Con, who do you most want to rebuild and redesign, and, you know, what would you like to do with them? Blank check. Here you go. Pick somebody, rebuild them.
I mean, who doesn't want to work on Robert Englund? I mean,
is he here?
I heard he was gonna be here, possibly. I don't know. I honestly have not had time to walk around because it's been so crazy, and it's only Friday. And I do a lot of these conventions, so I meet a lot of really amazing people, and I'm so fortunate for that. But yeah, I don't know. That's really hard. Obviously, he's not here. I mean, Doug Jones would be a dreamboat to work on, and I've met him, and he's an amazing guy as well. So
okay, all right. Do you have anything you need to make sure that we remember?
I mean, I would say just especially to any young people and any makeup artists out there, makeup artists are not actors, or just artists in general. Like, always follow your dreams. It's not easy. It's a struggle. You are going to be a starving artist. I'm still a starving artist. I mean, who isn't? But it does pay off, and your dreams do come true. And I think it's just important to keep going and not let anybody tell you any different.
Okay, so what got you into doing the special effects thing? I mean, was it a short film? Was it? Did you fall into it?
I actually have kind of a weird story, but I've found a lot of people with my same story, which is strange. I was a pastry chef, and I did a lot of cake design and cake like sculpting and stuff like that. And I was raised by a family of artists as well, and I found that I was also interested in makeup from a very young age. And I think I was about 18 and kind of started discovering special effects, and I saw American Werewolf in London, and my mind was absolutely blown. And I just decided that I wanted to be a special effects artist, and I started out just like everyone else with latex and tissue and cotton and, you know, whatever I could find at home. And I had a friend who's now my roommate that actually brought me to my first set, and after that I was just
addicted.
All in.
All in.
All in.
All right. I'd like to thank you very much for coming to interview with us here at Land of the Nerds in the Arizona Latino Arts Center. You're going to be doing a panel with 13th Floor on...
We have a face-off panel tomorrow night from 6 to 7.
Okay.
And then I'm also doing my Maleficent-inspired makeup on my model and costume designer, Mo Meinhardt, tomorrow at, like, when the show opens at 9 or 10.
At 9? Wow, that's early in the morning.
Yeah,
so
we're starting early.
Ready. Okay.
Yeah, it's gonna be a long makeup. It's gonna be probably about 4 to 5 hours.
Okay, and that's going to be something we can watch the progression of as it builds.
Absolutely. We'll be in the booth doing that, and then she'll be walking around on the floor, and we're also selling our Maleficent horns that I sculpted and designed, and we're selling the collars that go along with it.
Nice. Okay. All right. This is Anexandros with Land of the Nerds. Thank you, Chloe. Make sure you go to our YouTube page, our main webpage, which is landofthenerds.org. You can follow us on Twitter and Instagram. Chloe obviously has her own account.
Yeah.
She wants to make sure her fans get followed at...
I'm at beauty_EFX. I'm on there on Twitter and Instagram. And then I also have a Facebook, and my